Welcome to the channel and to my latest Horus Heresy battle report. This time the loyalist Emperor's Children survivors of Ispan 3 are going up against the sneaky traitors of the Alpha Legion. So the city is besieged, the city is ablaze, and many of these buildings have been reduced to rubble and ruin, but some of them are still intact as the Alpha Legion and the loyalist Emperor's Children will battle it out against each other. And we've got this weird deployment running down the centre here, 12 inches back on each side, and we're playing 3,000 points of Shatter Strike. Shatter Strike is the one where you need to get as many units as you can in your opponent's deployment zone, and also stop as many enemy units as you can from reaching your deployment zone. There are additional points for slaying the enemy warlord and killing more units, but essentially we're trying to shatter through each other's lines and win this day for the Emperor, in my case, because Emperor's Children. The battle map is from urbanmaps.com, and all this glorious and modular scenery that you see is from marchofwar.co.uk. I particularly like these toppers, look, that you can put. There's different toppers on top of these buildings and things, and Space Marines and stuff, and there's different ones. That's really nice. And the bunker system, that's from marchofwar.co.uk as well. Lots of lovely marchofwar.co.uk terrain. And talking about marchofwar.co.uk, I think I've said it too many times. This is James from marchofwar.co.uk. Say hi, James.
Hi, James from marchofwar.co.uk. We'll say it some more. Say it again.
You make scenery, you make bases, you do all the things.
All the stuff and things.
And this time you've brought your Alpha Legion down.
I have. Let's see if we can melt our brains trying to work out how Alpha Legion Alpha.
Behind the scenes, actually, you've come down for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And this is the second one we're filming.
This is the second one we're filming.
But it's probably going to be the first one to go up because Emperor's Children are a hot button thing.
They are, and because this is, in theory, the simpler list of mine. So we could start with the simpler one and then go to the more technical one. And we live streamed last night.
Yes, and this is probably going to come out about 6 weeks after that live stream or something.
Oh, really? Everyone had forgotten it by then.
Well, the thing about the Horus Heresy rule set is, I mean, the 40k rule set moves and changes and points all the time, but the Heresy rule set is the same points,
so stable,
the same rules that it was on release.
So good.
It's really good if you want to collect a faction, because you know that by the time it's built up,
it's still the same as it was when you started.
Yeah.
And it's good because it means I can come back and keep playing it, and I can drop in and out as I need to play the game, and it's not a different game every 3 weeks. It's the same game it was last time we played.
Why did you pick Alpha Legion?
I don't completely know.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah, I fancied something different. They play very, like the World Eaters, play like World Eaters, that's run over there and hit you.
Yeah.
The Word Bearers, they've got
demons
some demons.
You've got Word Bearers.
I've got Word Bearers, yeah. We played those against Sam, I think, on the channel.
Yeah.
We did that big game. And they're tricksy and shenanigan-y, but with the demons and the buffing and the things like that.
Yeah.
So then the Alpha Legion, it was sort of like that smoke and mirrors, hiding, obfuscation, substitute, and I don't know, words like those.
Obfuscation?
Yes, exactly. I don't know. That. Snicky.
And this is 3,005 points of Emperor's Children, because you did your list first with your collection and you got 3,005 points. So I did 3,005 points. Emperor's Children get +1 initiative when we charge.
Yes.
So essentially, when we charge the Alpha Legion, we should get to fight first, because in Heresy, you fight in initiative order rather than just fight in initiative order. If I can reach you, I've got to catch you. And I've brought along Pride of the Legion, Right of War, which allows veteran units to score. They become troops, they gain line. And I've got 2 units of veteran guys here. And that means those Land Raiders are a single heavy fast attack slot, because you can only bring 1 heavy fast attack slot. So that squadron, they'll be staying close to each other. And then I just remembered I forgot to put down another model. This is now 3,005 points.
How could you forget that?
How could I forget the big, nasty tank?
Massive tank of doom.
You get an extra point if you kill that, you know.
Yeah.
Cerberus, super heavy tank destroyer with the lasers thing, 72-inch range, strength 10, AP 1, flare shield on the front. It's a beast. But I feel like I need that in this list, because you can only bring 1 heavy slot.
Yes.
So without that, I don't have very many guns. And these 2 units of veterans will be jumping inside the Land Raiders with all the lads and all the multi-melters. In there, the sergeants have got hammers and artificer armor. There's claws, there's charnable weapons in there. There's a mix of claws and charnable weapons. And my warlord is a praetor with a mastercrafted Phoenix Power Rapier. The Power Rapiers, they're Emperor's Children specific thing. Instant death on a 6 with reach. I've given him Stoic Defender because I didn't know what other warlord trait to pick, and it sounded quite Istvan 3-ish. So he's going to be joining one of the units of veterans, and attached to his squad will be that little apothecary there trying to keep my warlord alive. And then the chaplain with his mastercrafted power maul mace, he'll be joining the other squad of veterans. So both of these vet squads here, they score, so they gain line. And then I've got 3 other scoring options here and 2 rhinos to put 2 of the squads in. All the sergeants have artificer armor because it's very Emperor's Children. And there's axe, and a Phoenix Power Rapier there. This is a Phoenix Power Spear, sorry, with the wreath. That's the Phoenix Power Rapier. Vexillas, what you see is what you get. One of the squads at the back, though, one of the things you can do with Tactical Marines for 5 points a model is give them all chainswords. So I gave them all chainswords. Why not? 45 points on top there. But that's extra attacks with the chainswords and with the bolt pistols. And if they charge, they're initiative 5. So 5 scoring things, a praetor and a chaplain leading the charge. And then triple dreadnoughts. 2 of them just with melters in their fists. So they're just going to be running forward and causing interference, trying to keep the vets safe. And then one of them I've loaded up with the Kerry's Assault Cannon and melter in the fist because that's what Ancient Rylanor had.
Yeah.
So even though we're not using the Ancient Rylanor rules, I'm going to call him Ancient Rylanor all the way through the entire game.
Because he is.
And imagine that he got off the planet somehow. And he's not in that. There's a short story called The Ancient Awakens in the Primarch's anthology thing where we find out what happened to Rylanor. And it's an absolutely fantastic short story. I recommend it to anyone. But he is not Ancient Rylanor, but he looks like a beast. Then 2 quad rapiers. You know these are only 80 points.
I know, right?
And there's 16 twin link shocks that pump out of them. So this is my anti-infantry fire. This is my anti-tank fire. Dreadnoughts running interference. Initiative 5 dreadnoughts. Nearly,
of course.
Yeah, if they make the charge. And then scoring stuff and vets. Survivors, heroic survivors of Istvan 3 with their cobbled together armor and their plates and patterns gathered from wherever they could gather it from. And this is 3,005 points of Alpha Legion.
3,005.
Alpha Legion counters 2 inches further away than you think they are.
Yes.
Which doesn't seem like a huge deal, but when you get in melter range, it cuts down to melter range.
Non-melters.
When you want to charge them, 2 inches further away is a very long distance, particularly if you're trying to charge through terrain.
-4 then.
Because charging through terrain is -2. And then you're -2 further away than you should. And it's
shenanigans.
So charging you in terrain will it'll kind of be tricky. Apart from that, though, this time you didn't pick any Rite of War.
No, not any of the weirdity stuff.
You're just bringing tanks and infantry and elites.
Yep.
Oh my!
It just fits a normal built Force Org. So,
but there is a weird thing with your warlord. So here's your warlord in Cataphracti armor with a Paragon blade. And what warlord trait is it?
It is Master of Lies.
Right.
So Master of Lies is after we've deployed, after we've done scout moves, after we've done infiltrators, and after you've tried to seize the initiative.
Yes.
I can redeploy 3 units.
Sneaky.
So I can either take normal troops and put them back where they in the deployment zone. I can move infiltrators around, or I can pull stuff off the table and put them into deep strike. I can't take deep strike stuff and pull it down onto the table.
Yeah. You can push stuff into reserve and stuff, so sneaky. And who's he going to be running around today?
He's going to be running around with the Leonid Terminators.
Okay. So Leonid Terminators, they gain line. They have line.
They're just literally on there.
Terminators with line.
Come with line as native,
And they've got a thing which means they've got +1 to hit whenever they hit X.
So I choose a legion, which I'll choose Emperor's Children this time.
Right.
And whenever I'm shooting or fighting Emperor's Children, I get +1 to hit.
Yeah. So interestingly, it doesn't get their weapon skill up, so hitting them back is
still the same.
Yeah. But yeah, they get
plus one to hit's big. It's not even +1 weapon skill. It's +1 to hit.
I know. So there'll be some cases where they're hitting on 2. So they've all got power axes. They've all got Volkite.
Yep.
And you bought them a Land Raider to go in?
Bought them a Land Raider, yeah.
Okay, so that's one of their HQs. Who's this fella?
That is the Exodus.
Right.
Who is the snipery... So it's not the Vigilator. It's not the standard one. It is, I think... Is he Alpha Legion specific or is he just a newer one? But he's a sniper character. He gets a really cool sniper rifle that you can... If he doesn't move before he shoots, he can make it a Brutal 2 weapon.
Right.
Yes, all sorts of fun and shenanigans.
He is an Alpha Legion.
He is an Alpha, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the Saboteur was the Alpha Legion specific one.
Now I have to check.
Now we've got to look at a thing.
He's an Alpha Legion specific HQ.
He's a specific HQ, not a Centurion upgrade.
You wrote this list yesterday. Yeah. Now you can deploy him on his own and do awesome sneaky stuff.
Yeah.
Or the only 2 units he can attach to are Recon and Headhunters.
Yeah,
and I think you've got both of them.
I have one of each, yeah.
So that gives you some deployment options there. But yeah, Brutal 2 sniper rifle.
Brutal 2 sniper.
Nicely. And then you bought a big flag.
I bought a Herald, so he is a Centurion with a Herald upgrade.
Right.
And he is going to be attaching himself to the massive brick of breaches.
A big brick of breaches.
Yeah.
And they've all got Volkite. I see a fist in there.
Yeah, but we learned winter's a new thing, didn't we, yesterday?
Lance
What did we
cutters.
learn about Lance cutters, mate?
Very short range.
Strength 10, AP 1, and can be used in combat.
Yeah. So
and I could have 4 in the squad. I only have 2, but I think I might go home and make 2 more. So I could have 4 in there.
Short range strength 10 AP1. I mean, that'll pressurize any tank that comes close. So with the Herald in there, that'll be a big brick, scoring, fearless. You don't really need to put the Herald in there to make them scoring and fearless, but you said it's cool, so you're doing it, and you're attaching an Apothecary to them as well.
An Apothecary just to give them a bit more durability, yeah.
There's an Apothecary with a jump pack.
Who's going to go with the Assault Squad.
Okay. Which
have got Sergeant with a fist, 2 charnable blades, and the rest are just pistols and chainswords.
Okay. Yep. What else we got?
Then behind him, we've got So we've got what? That's the fully kitted out squad. So that's tactical squad with fist on the sergeant. We've got a flag. We've got the scanner.
Right.
We've not. I don't know if it's the Vox or we've got one of either the Vox or the scanner. We haven't got the other one.
Yes.
And then they've got a Rhino with them with a melter on it and a dozer blade.
Yeah.
Behind them is a bare bones tactical unit.
Yes.
With another Rhino with a dozer blade and a melter.
Yes. But you did pay for all the chain blade upgrade
we've got the
things.
bayonets, chain bayonets. Yeah. That's
okay. What's this squad here?
That is the Headhunter squad.
Yeah.
So they've got the Bane Strike bolters.
Okay. Yeah. And they're precision.
Precision, and they choose a unit. No, precision character, isn't it? That's the one. They have precision. Yeah.
They're preferred enemy characters. That's the one. So re-rolling hit rolls 1, re-rolling win rolls 1 against characters.
Yep.
There's a recon squad
with the sniper rifles, the Nemesis bolters, which is probably where the Exodus is going to go.
Okay. So Headhunters, very Alpha Legion. Recon Squad, very Alpha Legion. Who are these?
They're the Seekers. So they're the fast attack version of the Recon Squad that don't score, and they come with the Kraken bolters.
Okay. And they're all marked for death.
Marked for death.
Point at a specific unit, and then they re-roll 1s to wound against
that unit. Yeah, that's correct.
Leviathan Dreadnought, just with the fists.
Yep, double fist in it.
Running all the way up the table.
Yeah, I see. I was working on the idea. My Alpha Legion has a lot of guns in it, and you could just do with some punch. So.
Oh yeah, I mean this is a lot of punch.
He's a lot of punch.
He's a lot of punch because you've got guns everywhere, and then you've unlocked the vehicle pool as well.
We have. We got the tanks out, so we've got 2 laser vindicators and 2 quad las predators.
The interesting thing is you run out of points, so no artificer in your army. Emperor's Children, we look after our armour. We've got some artificer.
Ours is all clever stuff. It's
Yours
fine.
is all the clever, but you've got snipers and shenanigans and redeployment and lots of guns, and you're outnumbering me a bit as well. You've also got more scoring options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 6 scoring options there as well, which want to shatter through the Emperor's Children lines. So here we are after deployment, infiltrators, all the shenanigans. I've yet to try and steal the initiative because the Alpha Legion, being sneaky as they are going first. And then if I steal the initiative, be it your Hidden Hand Warlord trait or Master of Lies, whatever it's called, you can redeploy some stuff. And you put a Leviathan Dreadnought, your Warlord, and loads of troops here.
Yeah.
There is a big push to come round this side, to shatter through the lines. and get in the enemy deployment zone. And my veterans don't want anything to do with Terminators or Dreadnoughts on my, because they don't have invulnerable saves. Yes, they can score and they're pokey in close combat, but they don't have any invulnerable saves. So the best thing I could do to stop the push around here is put my Dreadnought talent here. So I've got triple Dreadnoughts, which need to deal with 25 troops and some tanks and some multi-melters and las cannons, oh my. So yeah, that's the stop on this side. And then the Cerberus is on this side because with a flare shield on the front, it's not worried about las cannon predators down this side. But my land raiders are, and there's my warlord, there's the chaplain. You've got, these are the seekers up here, the headhunters down there.
Yeah.
Your Legion Recon squad is over there, and you didn't attach the Exodus with his Brutal 2 sniper rifle that you can't shroud from.
Exactly.
It's going to hit a thing. It's going to cost you. It's nasty. He's up there. He's a beast. And then in Deep Strike, there's your big Fearless unit with a Herald, which is just going to chonk forward. One of the things to note, actually, is I did block off the central massive ruin here with crates and stuff. We're calling this impassable. Yeah. So you've got to go round one way or round the other way.
Over it.
Or over it, or up and over it, which will make it a very interesting dynamic as this game continues. You do have a unit of assault marines in Deep Strike Reserve that can drop in with an apothecary in. So I've left a unit of tactical marines here as back cover, but all my remaining tactical marines, 20 of them in fact, I've left in reserve. The idea being, come in from reserve on this flank, push down into your deployment zone, and you get 2 points if I manage to get troops in your deployment zone. But yeah, heavy on this side. Going to have to deal with some predators in turn one. You've got the Vindicators around this side. So it looks like you're pushing hard on that way, and I'm pushing hard on the other side.
Yeah.
And we might
we just run around the middle, yeah?
We might just run around the middle. But I've got to try and steal the initiative.
No.
Steal the initiative from these traitors. Take everything you can from them.
You can't possibly sneeze the initiative from me.
I want to sneeze.
Can't do it.
And that's a 5. We don't steal the initiative. You do have some redeployments.
I do have some redeploys.
And we'll go into Alpha Legion's turn 1. 1 minute before we go into Alpha Legion turn 1, you did the shuffle round here.
Yeah.
Really loading this flank here, moving the Leviathan and the Land Raider back so the 2 Vindicators could move around this side.
Get some shots in.
And put some extra pressure on this flank. Now we go into Alpha Legion turn 1. So the Alpha Legion have the initiative and they push forward, launching their attack. Both of the Vindicator later destroyers coming around here to put some shots in at Dreadnoughts, backed up by tactical marines, and your HQ in a Land Raider and the Leviathan. And miracle happened. Land Raider didn't get
immobilised. First time ever.
Yeah.
But Sam's not rolling it, so we're fine.
Yeah, he always immobilises in turn 1.
He does.
But maybe next turn you'll get immobilised.
There's always that chance.
Maybe next time. And you're looking at side shots into Land Raiders, but talking about hitting Land Raiders, the Predators have snuck round this way. Now the front of that Cerberus with a flare shield is 15, and the most you can do is glance it.
Yes.
And you've left yourself there in the open for a return fire.
Yes.
But they've come round this way as well to also shoot at Land Raiders.
Yes.
So Land Raiders on the right and the left, caught in a crossfire. If you manage to crack one of them open or immobilize it and leave it in the backfield, then that's bad news bears for the Emperor's children. This big squad, the Fearless squad with the Herald, that's why you put the Herald in it.
Fearless, fear-causing, no pain, 5 up invuln.
Because the Herald makes them score, but they score anyway. But making them fearless means if I get in close combat with them, I have to kill every single one. Yeah. And there's an apothecary in there.
Yeah.
So there's a big brick just stood there.
And the ablative damage, ablative wounds for those las cutters. I might be able to las cutter some of you to death.
Yeah, those las cats, strength 10, AP1, armor bane. It's just crazy. So the Land Raiders need... that's a problem for tomorrow's winters. We've got snipers up here, Exodus, the Seekers and the Headhunter teams also pushing forward to try and initiate an Alpha strike for this Alpha Legion. But we're going to open up the shooting phase with an Exodus, plunging a sniper fire down through the ruins, through the buildings and the burning rubble into this rapier carrier squad here. And he hits on a 2.
Hits on a 2.
And it's strength 7. He wounds on a 2. And that's a wound. I am in a ruin. And that is a brutal 2 shot, which I'm just going to put on one of the gunners, look. Now we're doing the Headhunter squad, also firing in at the Legion artillerists. And they hit on 2s.
Hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
They all hit.
Everything hits.
Strength 5.
Toughness 5. But 6s breach.
Yes.
So these are 2 armor saves. And will take a wound. And these are 2 5-ups. And one of the rapier teams is obliterated. Now, the Seeker team in the tower are also firing down at the rapiers. It's not the unit they mark for death. They mark for death this unit in the backfield.
Yep.
But you want to clear away the carriers first. Here's Kraken bolter rounds.
Oh.
And you miss 3 times. 4's to wound. 4's also breach.
4's breach.
So 5-up and vulnerable saves again. I need to make a 5-up and vulnerable save at some point.
One of them's got to make it.
So one of the gunners dies. The rapier is down to 1 wound remaining. I didn't react to any of that because Legion artillerists cannot react. And then we've got all the las cannons coming into the side of my Land Raider here, but I'm aware that you lined this up to also shoot them.
Yep.
And they've got more shots.
Yes.
So I'm not going to shroud this opening salvo, because if I shroud it, then I can't shroud that shot.
Sure.
You can only shroud a thing once. So we've got
2 shots from the Gravis in the nose.
1 shot.
1 shot twin linked.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, all the way around.
So that hits. Then 4 not twin
4
linked.
not twin linked.
And in the end, only 3 hits come through. Strength 9, armor 14. But you have Sunder, because that's only 1 glance. You can reroll a glance as well if you want to.
I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
I'm keeping it.
We have 1 glancing hit. Boom. And there is stuff in the way.
Yep.
So I get a 6. And I make a save.
I could have done with that 6.
So now we're coming on to the Predators with 8 las cannons targeting my Land Raider squadron. We are definitely shrouding this, popping smoke all over the place. Many las cannons, 8 of them.
It's not, and none of them are twin linked,
no,
are they?
They all just hit on 3. It's just volume of fire.
Volume of las.
5's glance, 6's pen, and you can re-roll all of this with Sunder because nothing happened.
Really? I want some different dice. No, I definitely want some different dice.
Happened. Now we're coming across the left flank where 6 shots from these Magna laser destroyers are pointing at the lead and Dreadnought. They're hitting on 3s, and it's a rapid fire las weapon which has twin linked. As round after round after round thumps in, and everything hits. This will wound that Dreadnought on a 2.
Uh-oh.
And it wounds 5 times. 5-up automatic shielding saves. And the Dreadnought takes 4 wounds. It's on 2 remaining already.
Wow.
And interestingly, that's the end of the shooting phase for the Alpha Legion with no charges coming on because those snipers currently, the recon team, can't see anything. So I've got a leadership test on the Rapier battery here, and they hold. And all of my vehicles are still alive as we've gone to Emperor's Children turn 1. Alright, so on this flank, the Dreadnoughts begin their push. Both of the guys with the fists and the melters just running forward and putting pressure on those Vindicators straight away. Whereas not Rylanor comes around this side, and he walked, because his carries assault cannon, might better murder some of the Headhunters there. Are these the Headhunters?
Well, Headhunters, Seekers.
Headhunters, Seekers. Seekers out of range because of Alpha Legion things, but I could potentially hit them with a Rapier carrier.
Yes.
+1, it's leadership 7, but +1 to their leadership. Yep. So passed on the 8. And then these guys pushing, because they're the mark for death unit for your Seekers, so they're pushing against that so they can't be shot at, which does leave you a big open gap for your deep strike to come in back here. And then because you didn't kill either of the Land Raiders, I had some very interesting decisions to make. Obviously, the Cerberus is going straight for the Predators down there.
Yep.
But the original plan was to push round, get out, and start pressuring this way. But you didn't kill either of them. So there is an opportunity for me to crack open your Land Raider with one of my Land Raiders. So that's why we've done this.
Here we go.
So I think we're going to start... We'll start the shooting phase with, not Rylanor, shooting at these Headhunters up here. Okay. You've only got 1 reaction in the shooting phase as well. So I'm hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s, but 6s rend. So there's a skirmish save of 4 up. And you save it, and then 3 up saves. And I take down 3 of them.
Oh.
So the rapier carrier team will try and finish them off. Hitting on 3s, twin linked. It's good because I missed 6 times and drop dice don't count. Twin linked. Now I hit all the time. Strength 5, wounds on 3s, and you get full armor against that. So lots of 3 up saves. And the headhunters get taken out. Right, we're on to the nasty Cerberus.
Big bada boom.
Firing a huge gun at the Predator Squadron. And you're shrouding the shots from the neutron laser battery, which hits on 3s and I missed twice. But it is strength 10 ordnance, so I roll 2 dice, pick the highest. And that doesn't do anything.
Roll those same 2 again.
And that one pens. And this one's got a bit of cover, the other one doesn't. So a 6 up cover save, and then the 5 up shroud on that one. Nope. And you don't make it, and it's AP1 of 5, we'll blow it up.
Of course it does.
And it blows up that far, and a strength 8 hits the side of your thing and doesn't do anything to the other Predator. But there's 2 las cannons on the Cerberus as well, and they both hit. Strength 9 versus 13. That's a pen and a not pen, and no cover, but a 5 up shroud, which would fail. And a 6 will blow the second one up as well. Oh. Can I make it double bubble? No, we can't. Instead, that is stunned, it's locked in place, and it'll be snap firing next turn. And you've used your shroud reaction, and I lined up the Land Raiders here, so because we've got power of the machine spirit, we can split the fire. So 2 of the las cannons can hit the Predator. The side on this las cannon is going for the Land Raider, and all the other shots from the other one is going into the Land Raider. Let's start off by trying to finish off that Predator.
Yeah.
1 gun in the nose is twin linked, so I can re-roll that, and it hits. And the 2 on the sponsoons also hit. That's 3 hits. Ooh. We're looking for 4s with a bit of sunder. And that's 2 pens and a glance, and I'm firing through ruins.
2 pens?
Yes. You save none of them.
And a glance.
Don't save any of them. So it's definitely dead. And it blows up as well, but there's no one close enough to get hit by the explosion. And the Emperor's Children take out 2 units in turn 1. Can I make it 3? Can I make it 3 in a row?
No.
The Emperor protects, you know. And the Emperor also guides my las cannons into your Land Raider. These are all the non-twin link guns. And so 4 of them hit. And then the 1 in the nose, which is twin. So they all hit. It is a Land Raider though. I need 5s to glance you. And I've got sunder. Let's get greedy. Let's roll. No. Leave the glances. We'll leave the glances. That's 3 glancing hits. 3 6 up saves, James.
3.
You've got this. You're not dead. And I take only a hull point. I'll do the multi-melter as well because it can potentially glance you on a 6. No. So you only lose a hull point. It's still got 4 remaining. It was greedy going for all the things, but clearing away that Predator on that side... That's huge. Yeah, means the Cerberus isn't shooting very much, but as soon as you come round the side of this thing here, I'm going to be hitting you with a very, very big gun. I also stayed way back from the las cutters. And that's the end of turn 1. You do have some deep strikers that could land in. So on a 3 up, they're going to be coming in turn 2. They're not going to be coming to... You didn't want them in
I didn't want them in.
You didn't want them in.
Don't want them here at the moment.
So let's see if the Alpha Legion can actually crack something open as we go on to their turn 2. So down in the central street, the Leviathan and the Land Raider continue to push forward. Land Raider not getting immobilized. Miracles happened.
2 turns in a row. It's doing well.
So I reacted with the Land Raiders, pivoting 90 degrees and moving 6 inches, shoving my way around this side. This is the direction that we want to go in, maybe. And it also makes the charge from the Leviathan a little bit longer if you want to go into the side of a Land Raider. But yeah, I've still got Leviathan problems and Terminator problems here. And it moved the 2 Rhinos with the tactical squads round, so their multi-melters were in range of not Rhino.
Not Rhino, yeah.
And then round here,
shuffle back a bit.
Exactly. Lining up the Vindicator laser destroyers to take down the 2 wound Contemptor Dreadnought. here. You got 2 reactions in the movement phase. So if I go that way, you might decide to get out of dodge, but I could go. This is interesting round here. Triple Dreadnoughts could already be in trouble. Headhunter's gone. Seeker's still holding firm up here. Not Rolanor, of course, is now in range of brutal 2 shots and rending shots from the recon squad. Here's the big push from the breaches, getting closer and closer. This makes things interesting, James. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you're kind of giving up your backfield. And I've got 2 rhinos with 2 tactical squads which could just come in here.
Points.
It'll be, well, you don't see you get 2 points for a scoring unit, 1 point for a non-scoring unit, but vehicles never count as scoring.
Vehicles don't count, do they? No. Oh, right, okay. So
it'll be 4 points.
Okay.
Now, I could put 4 points down there. I feel like you're saying, okay, you can take 4 points. And then they're not going to do anything. All those points are not going to do anything for the game. And then I've basically got to stop you getting 4 points with all my other stuff. I don't necessarily need to continue pushing with the veterans, maybe. But if I don't push with the veterans down here and leave the tactical squad unsupported, then if it was me, I'd turn the breachers round and go for them. A big, fearless blob of breachers could definitely take down 2 tactical squads, given length of time, given you got a fist in there, charnable blade on the herald, and snipers will be hitting them as well. So you could, if I don't keep you honest with the vets, you could push with the breachers. But it's going to open up some interesting dynamics later on in the game. It's a 5-turn game. Could go on to turn 6, but the city is burning. The Alpha Legion want to destroy these loyalists once and for all. Let's open up their shooting phase. And we're going to start with the Seekers, plunging fire one more time down into this rapier to try and get rid of it. It did wipe out those headhunters. And you hit them 2s. And you roll 2 1s again.
Again.
4s to wound. I have a 3-up save and a 5-up cover save, and I'm good. So the Exodus is going to try and take the last shot through the building into the rapier team. And he hits on a 2.
Rerollable.
And he hits. And wounds on a 2. And he wounds. 5-up invulnerable save. No, 5-up ruin save. No. And if I take him away, then the rapier crew must... you wipe out the team.
They're gone.
The Exodus did his job, and below him the other snipers are aiming their guns down at Rhinor. And they hit on 3s. And you hit 3 times, and it's the rend on 5s that you're looking for.
What we want.
And you rend once, and you take a wound. Moving across to this flank, the Vindicators want to finish off their primary target. That Dreadnought is stumbling on 2 wounds remaining. And 6 shots are going to come in, hitting on 3s. And these are all twin linked. And everything hits. And these will all wound on 2s. And 5 of them wound. I'm going to make a chunk of 5-up invulnerable saves. And the first Ancient falls and blows up. Not close enough to hit the other one. So 1 Dreadnought down. And now 2 multi-melters on those rhinos are aiming at the second Dreadnought. 3s to hit. And they both hit. 3s to wound. And they both wound. 2 5-up invulnerable saves. I take a wound. So the Land Raider's firing everything at the Ancient, trying to finish him off.
The twin linked.
Hits. And then 4. Okay, only 3 hits. It's not enough gun.
It's not going to do it.
2s to wound though. 2 wounds.
No sunder.
2 5-up invulnerable saves. It's still on 3 wounds remaining. It refuses to yield. So the Leviathan's firing both of his melters at it. And hits both of the types. 3s to wound. Wounds once. 5-up invulnerable save. And I take it as well. I'm good. And interestingly, that's the end of the shooting phase. This Leviathan can attempt to charge into this Dreadnought. You need an 11 though.
We need an 11.
And he smashes forward almost enough.
So I had to double check that maths there. In my brain that made it. And then I was like, no, it didn't.
Surges forward 5 inches. Let's overwatch you with a melter, which hits and wounds. And you make your save. Then the assault cannon will hit on 2s, and I need 6s, but they'll rend if I get any. There's a rend. You need another 5-up invulnerable save. And I take a wound off. I tickle him. So with a Leviathan charging deep into the loyalist lines, that is the end of Alpha Legion turn 2. They're still perched on a rooftop high overhead, an assault team somewhere ready to jump in. But in Emperor's Children turn 2, I've got a couple of rhinos that might come rumbling in on an outflank. And one of them comes in. So I had to think about that.
Yeah.
Trying to draw out a couple of your movement reactions. So the first thing I did was move Rylanor forward to get in melter range of that Land Raider, and it didn't get immobilized and it backed up.
Yeah.
And now the charge is impossible, and now you're also not in melter range.
Yeah.
Because of Alpha Legion things, you count as 2 inches further away.
Yeah.
And you were thinking about moving the Leviathan Dreadnought as well.
Yeah. I waited.
But you waited to see what this Dreadnought did, and you did the same with the Vindicators.
Yeah.
So both Dreadnoughts pushing forward, making both of the tanks move back, and now they're out of range and out of charge range, so they're safe.
Yes.
Which left the Dreadnought somewhat exposed. So I knew I was going to either hit tanks or hit Dreadnought. And now the Dreadnought is somewhat exposed. Squadrons can shoot through each other's.
Yes.
So he's going to get hit by a ton of las cannons.
He is.
And also the Cerberus has moved around to shoot him in the... And then if I don't kill him, then I've got an Initiative 5 Dreadnought that will come charging in and hopefully kill him.
Yes.
If I take down the Leviathan, it kind of keeps my vets safe.
Yeah.
Because Leviathans are ruin vets.
Yes.
All day long. Then I just need to worry about all the tanks and all the guns that you've got and the Terminators that will come out later. But that's a problem for turn 3, Winters. What is also a problem is in doing that, you've got a couple of las cutters here which can move through. There's a gap in the window. You've got Armor Bane ranged. It's not Armor Bane Melter, so it's Armor Bane all the range, all the time. Strength 10, 2d6, side penner. The Land Raiders are in trouble unless I shroud them. So... But if you come forward to deal with the Land Raiders, you're giving up this push over here. One of the rhinos came on, is chugging up the field this way. The only thing that's going to threaten it is snipers and sniper fire. So that's the push over here. And then I just need to deal with everything back here to win this day and make these traitors bleed. So we're going to start off the shooting phase by putting everything from the Land Raiders into the Leviathan, which can return fire if it wants to. So you are returning fire.
I will return fire.
It's free.
It's free.
It's right
There's
there.
not many other places I'm going to get to use any other reaction.
No,
so.
I couldn't put them anywhere else as well.
And I can't shroud because he's fearless.
Yeah, they had to be able to take it, but we're trying to kill it. Anyway, here's all the Sponsoon guns, which hit on 3s and are not twin-linked, and then the ones in the nose, which are twin-linked, and a lot of shots missed. And then I need 3s, and only 2 wounds come through. 2 5-ups.
2 5-ups.
At least to take 2 wounds off of it. Then there's a multi-melter not in Armor Bane range, which needs 4, and that wounds, and a multi-melter which is in Armor Bane range, so I can that's 2 more 5-up and vulnerable saves.
No.
Take down 4 wounds off of it. It's on 2 remaining. But he's got 2 melters in his fist, returning fire, turning to face those Land Raiders.
2s.
And one of them misses. But one of them hits. It's 2d6. Add it together at this range. And that's a pen.
That's a super pen.
Can't see all of the front armour. I need a 6. That's not a 6. And this is an AP 1 shot into the vet Land Raider. A 5 and it goes kaboom.
No, so close.
Instead, it's immobilised.
Yeah.
Interesting that immobilised isn't that sucky. Because they're a squadron, it means that the other one can now separate. And that Leviathan's on 2 wounds remaining. And the Cerberus is looking straight at him.
Melt his face.
Let's do a big neutron laser destroyer on 3s. I miss 3 times. No, it's not.
Really?
It's ordnance.
Of course it's ordnance, isn't it? Yeah.
It wounds. 5-up and vulnerable save. You're good. And then the las cannons hit both of the times. And don't wound.
Ooh.
Oh no. Okay. I'm running out of gun. Rylanor. Not Rylanor. Kerry's assault cannon to the face. 2s to hit. 6s to wound, but at least they rend. There's a rend. There's a rend.
A rend. And it fails it.
It's on 1 wound remaining. The melter in the fist Hits. I need a 4. And that's a 5 up and vulnerable save or dead
death.
Leviathan.
I can't
dead
see it.
Leviathan. It's gone. And he blows up an inch. Doesn't hit anything around him. It took every gun in the Emperor's Children arsenal to do it, but that Leviathan's gone, and that's the end of my shooting phase, and there is no charges. The Alpha Legion still have plenty of units down here, ready to push into the Emperor's Children deployment zone, and on a 3, your assault guys come in. And they're not in. Yes. Instead, they'll come in automatically
next turn
in turn 4, but before then, Alpha Legion turn 3. So there's a lone rhino chugging away through the Alpha Legion backfield, and not a lot of Alpha Legion down here, because the breachers are moving forward to get those las cutters in armor main range of those land raiders, and I could have reacted and pulled them out of the way, but it's not about these guys. It's about stopping the push from the troops, and here is the push from the troops. Both rhinos going full distance, coming around this side, so I responded with this dreadnought, which is currently uninjured.
Yep.
But I am in multi-melter range of those multi-melters, and you've lined up the 2 Vindicators in at it, and there's a lot of guns.
We split
trying
the
to
last
take it
cannon, so he's got options.
Yes. The Land Raider not getting immobilized again. He's playing with fire dancing around on top of that crater.
Around, isn't he?
He might throw a track at any point, but not yet. But yeah, he's got options to shoot with Power of the Machine Spirit into dreadnoughts, into things, or thread 1 through beneath the archers into the dreadnought here. You're not getting your guys out because you said you got to get rid of the dreadnoughts first.
Got to get rid of the dreadnoughts.
Got to get rid of the dreadnoughts first, because there's a lot of las cannons over here looking at you.
There is
so
still
if
a
you
lot of las cannons.
Get your Terminators out. They're going to take a lot of las cannons to the face.
Yeah.
And there's some snipers up there still who can plunge firepower down. So the Alpha Legion do all they can to try and break these flank and try and get rid of these 2 ancients. So we're starting with 6 laser destroyer shots firing straight at a dreadnought, hitting on 3s, and you got the twin linked on that. And 5 of them hit, and this a wound on 2s. And 4 of them wound. 4, 5 up and vulnerable saves coming up. And like only take 1
Winters, you
wound.
Dirty man.
So you're firing a multi-mortar from a rhino at it?
Yep.
I'm gonna return fire.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
So 1 shot.
Misses, but twin linked. Hits. Okay. Wounds on a 3 and armor bane, so you can re-roll it. It wounds. 5 up. I take a wound, and then I return fire on 2s, and both of them hit, and you're in armor bane range. And the first one, pens. And the second one, pens. And no cover at this range. A 5 will detonate. Kaboom.
Boom.
The explosion hits the dreadnought, wounds the dreadnought. The dreadnought makes the save. The explosion also hits the rear of the other rhino and penetrates the other rhino.
Excellent. And
shakes it. Then there's 10 chaps inside who are wounded on 2s. You've got to make a chunk of 3 up saves. And you lose 2. And then they take a pinning test, having been blown out of a rhino. And they're pinned. Pinned. Turn 3.
Yeah.
Could go on to turn 6. But pinned in front of a dreadnought is definitely not where you
want to be, is it?
No. The other rhino shooting in.
Shooting.
Hits. And armor bane, you can re-roll that. Wounds it. It makes the save. We'll do the bolters. We forgot the bolters. Then we did all the bolters plus the snap firing bolter pin shots from the tactical marines, and no further wounds came in. That dreadnought is still on 4 wounds. But the dreadnoughts must die. So we're coming across to the Exodus, doing his brutal 2-shot down into Rylanor.
Definitely going to work. So hits on a 2 re-rollable. So it hits.
Strength 7. It wounds. It doesn't wound. Strength 7 versus toughness 7. The 3 didn't wound. He's got sunder, but that isn't a vehicle. So you failed to make a headshot there. The 5 snipers below him, though, will fire in, and 4 of them hit. These need 5s to rend. And there's a rend. He did get a headshot and takes a wound off. Rylanor's on 2 remaining. So all the last cannons from the Land Raider point blank range into him. Now, do I return? No, because you're -2 for the armor bane.
Do you get 2 shooting phase reaction?
I get 2 shooting phase. I've got a Stoke Defender. Yeah. I'm waiting to shroud on the Land Raider over here.
Of course.
With your las cutter. Twin Link Las.
Twin Link.
That's a hit. And then the 4 Monsoons. So only 2 hits. He's only got 2 wounds. That's all you need.
That's all we need.
Because they both wound. 5 up and vulnerable saves or dead? Not dead.
Not dead.
On 1 wound.
1 wound.
So the Kraken Bolters from the Seekers up here are going to try and do it.
They will have a go.
Yeah. They hit on 2s. And they breach on 4s, but
They're
it's
strength 5, so they're going to
you need 6s. 6s will ignore the armor though. There's 2 6s. A Seeker's going to do it. I need to pass both of these. I don't pass both of these. That is a dead ancient, which goes kaboom. 5 inches away. And the explosion doesn't hurt anything. So kill 2 out of 3 of the dreadnoughts. Just 1 remaining over here on 4 wounds. Now the last thing left to fire is these 2 Lascutters here poking through the window and trying to take down this Land Raider. And we're shrouding. 2 shots you hit on 3s. And they both hit. Strength 10 armor bane.
So 2d6.
Yes. And that's a penetrating hit. And that's a penetrating hit. AP1, right?
5s, so you got 2 saves.
Yeah, why haven't I got any of these in my army? I need 6s.
It's lucky I sell them, isn't it?
Yeah. I make a 6. There's a cover save. And then a 5.
Don't you dare. Oh, Winters. That's why you don't need them in your army, mate. They just shroud them all away.
The Lascutters just bounce, or they don't cut through the thing.
Didn't get through the building.
Yeah, so you do Lascutter sculpts as well?
Yeah, I've got Lascutter sculpts.
So check them out. Yeah, can I have some, please?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's the end of your shooting phase.
I think it is.
I think that's the end of your shooting phase. We have an immobilized Land Raider. We have a Dreadnought about to charge your dudes who are pinned.
Yes.
So they won't be able to run away from me.
No.
Got a Land Raider here, but I'm immobilized in my Land Raider. And I don't want to get my vets out in front of your... I don't. We'll stay there.
We'll just sit in our trucks and hope.
We'll be very quiet, waiting for you to push forward, and then we'll jump on you.
Yeah.
That's the plan. In turn 3, I have 1 more Rhino that could come chugging on.
I have a charge to do.
You have a charge?
I'm going to charge with my breaches.
You're going to charge with your breaches?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
Into the Land Raider.
Okay. That'll be a 6-inch charge because there's terrain in the way. Yeah. That was enough to make the charge.
It was.
And then you pile in and you end up here. You can use Lascutters in close combat as well, but they're strength 7 in close combat.
I didn't realise that. I'd not noticed that.
Yeah, but this is a scoring unit pushing into my deployment zone.
Yeah.
And there's basically a fist that can hit me.
Yeah.
So you're hitting on 2s with the fist. And you hit all the times. And you need 6s to glance that Land Raider. And you don't glance the Land Raider. And that will make this parking lot very interesting.
Parking lotty.
Because that Land Raider is immobilized in front. There is room for me to get out, just about. But not room enough to get Cerberuses in around. It's going to, yes, this is going to get very messy down here. I've got another Rhino. Does it come in? It does come in. As we go on to Emperor's Children, the Loyalists. Turn 3. So here are the Rhinos deep in the Alpha Legion's deployment zone. Should be 4 points for me. However, this thing's worth 2 points. The guys inside. That thing's worth 2 points. The guys inside. And the breaches are also worth 2 points. The guys inside. I've got to kill at least one of these squads utterly. I'm not counting this squad, because I think that squad is now dead.
Unless you decide not to charge them, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're dead.
Well, I'm going to be charging them. The Dreadnought, because they're pinned so they can't react. So when the Dreadnought moved forward, this Rhino's chugged round, getting closer to this deployment zone. And then we had a good look at Land Raiders and things. Now, I couldn't go back because I'd run you over. I can't go forward because I'm mobilized. And I can't pivot because I'd run. So the Land Raider's trapped.
Wedged.
So the unit inside with the chaplain has got out and wants to charge them. So he reacted back a little bit.
Yes.
Turning that 3-inch charge into a 5-inch charge because of Alpha Legion things. So there's a possibility I might fail there. And in order to get them out, I had to move the Cerberus without getting immobilized, smashing through that rubble, that ruin there, which means the Cerberus is out of the fight for a turn. You've shut it down entirely, which is not bad, shutting down a 435-point unit.
Definitely.
And then he's going to have to come around here and throw some gunfire up the table later on in turns 4 and turns 5. So essentially you shut down the Land Raider squadron, shut down the Cerberus squadron, shut down lots and lots of things. Yeah, I need to make the charge. I need to think about what guns I need to throw in from the Land Raiders. I do know what guns I'm throwing in from the Dreadnought. So the Dreadnought fired in with both of its melters, killing 2 in that squad. Now we're on to Land Raiders. So on this Sponsoons, these guns with Power of the Machine Spirit can see the Rhino.
Yep.
So we're going to shoot that with the Rhino. The other Sponsoons, I mean, I could shoot your Land Raider, but the other Sponsoons and the multi-melters on top want to shoot your squad there because there's an apothecary and the apothecary won't count, it'll W out.
Yeah.
And I need to do everything I can to whittle down that breacher squad they score. The Land Raiders are stuck in a rut, firing all over the place, and you're shrouding the las cannons into the tank.
Yep.
Well, let's shoot it. The Sponsoon guns are also the centre. Yes, I'm shooting you a lot. Here's the 4 shots that are not twin-linked. And here's the 2 shots that are twin-linked, which is a reroll to hit. And I hit 5 times into your side armour with a bit of sunder. 4 pens, 1 glance, you've got cover. Cover on the pens. And you make 2 of them. And then shrouding on the pens.
It's a shame that wasn't the shroud, isn't it?
And you make one of them as well. So only 1 penetrating hit goes through. And then the glance.
Not for the cover. And not for the thing. So
it takes 2 hull points. So it's on 2 hull points. It is dead. But does this one go boom as well? What did I roll? I rolled a 3. It doesn't go boom. The guys might be pinned as they get out. They are pinned as well.
Awesome.
So they get out, they're pinned, and Warhammers is easy.
Dead easy, mate.
When your opponent pins himself all the time.
Totally.
So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
And then we got the other guns going into breaches. Cannons of the Las variety and twin multi-melters. Everything hits. And that one's cocklet. And we have 5 wounds. And you are breachers, so you do get invulnerable saves against this.
No!
That's 5 dead dudes, which is 10 less Overwatch shots. And it's still a 5-inch charge because your sergeant was the closest one to punch the Land Raider.
Yeah.
Now, normally you can't rapid fire weapons in and charge.
Yeah.
But veterans have relentless.
Okay.
So we can.
So you can.
So let's unload some bolter fire into them and try and tickle another one. And I kill 1 more, and that's the end of the shooting phase. But you are fearless.
I am fearless.
So you're absolutely fine. So now I just need to make a 5-inch charge.
Totally.
And you're definitely going to be
overwatching this one.
And that is a 7. We get in. So you got 1 last cutter they can see. The other one's under the thing. What is that?
That's a 6.
It hits. You'll kill me on a 2.
It's not a 2.
Oh dear.
Armor Bane.
And the other guy is just buried in there who can't see anyone. That's a shame, isn't it?
Would be really handy, wouldn't
it? Nuked one of them, yeah. Here's all the Volkite. 3s to wound. I've got a lot of 3-up saves to make. And you kill 2 vets on the way in. And there's Deflagrate. And you deflagger me 1 more time and I fail that save. So 5 wounds in total, but vets have 2 wounds each. Then we come over here to this Dreadnought, which interestingly enough needs a 4-inch charge, even though he's that close. That's a 6. We still move the 6, but I needed it. Okay, so we're in. We'll fight. I'm initiative 5. Let's start here. I'm going to fist the tactical squad on 3s.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? That one's really cocked. And I hit 4 times, and I'm killing them on 2s. And only 2 4. Hit me back with the chain bayonets on 5s. And you do manage to land 2 blows. It's going to be 6s to wound, but shred. So you can re-roll this with your chain bayonets.
Yeah.
There's one. Just one.
Just one.
2-up save.
2-up save.
I make it. Fine. You lost the combat by 2.
Yes.
So leadership 6.
Not on a 10.
That's definitely not less than.
This is my table edge, isn't it?
That's your table edge.
And this is the bare bones unit with no what's it in them.
So
they run that far.
Yeah, so even if I don't sweep you, they fall back
off the table.
Off the battle grid. And the Dreadnought contemptuously turns his back on those laser rapier destroyers and heads down towards the second pinned unit of Tactical Marines. You definitely need to kill him. Then we come back over here to where the Fets went charging in.
Yes.
I'm initiative 5 again.
Yes.
So let's pile in. James?
Yes?
I'm issuing a challenge.
From who?
With my chosen warriors, any
of them. Just one of the normal guys, not with your chaplain.
Yeah, probably a guy with lightning claws. You can accept with your apothecary, your sergeant.
My sergeant's going to thump you if he makes
Is he?
Yeah, he's going for it.
But he doesn't have artificer armor.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay. So let's kill him. I mean, this should be easy.
No, it's not.
I hit him 4 times.
Yes.
And then I'm going to kill him on a 4 because he doesn't have artificer armor. Your sergeant Power Fist is dead. No, actually.
Invuln.
You get invuns, yes. Yeah. And apothecary. What am I talking about?
Yeah. It's not that dead yet. No. He's going to fist you to death, mate.
He's not going to fist
not
anyone.
Like that, he's not.
No, he fails all of his invuns.
And fails all of them. Now he's been clawed to death.
Your Herald's initiative 5 though, so we can do him.
Charnable Saber.
Okay. He'll hit on 4s. He hits once.
On 4s?
Yes, because they're weapon skill 5, your weapon skill 5. We're veterans. And that's really cocked.
Yes.
And that's still really cocked.
Should I do it again?
And that's still really cocked. Okay. That doesn't wound. Right. Here's my remaining lightning claws against you. I do have a chaplain in this squad. I'm hitting you on 3s. So I'm re-rolling all hits. And then I'm winning you on 4s with a little bit of shredded wheat. So I'm re-rolling all of them as well. And that's only 4 wounds with those guys. I'll keep going with the charnable blades because you can... Yeah, so 4 wounds so far. Here's all the charnable weapons. I like charnable weapons on Emperor's Children because I feel like that's what they should have. You know, power weapons just have the energy field to cut through. Charnable weapons are all about precision, going for neck seals and things like that. Very Emperor's Children. So re-rolling to hit everywhere. That was really cocked. On 3s. And then that was in that pile. These are wounding on 4s, 5s breach.
Yep. 1 full armor?
Yes. You're good. And then these are invincible saves. And then feel no pains on the apothecary. I'm going to take down 4 more. So you've got 8 normal guys. Yeah. 2 of them have got las cutters. And then the apothecary left.
Yeah.
All right, the 2 guys with las cutters. They hit on 5s and they miss. 6 normal dudes. 5s. And then 4s to wound. No wounds. Now we're down to initiative 1. Oh no, you've got your apothecary. He's got 3 attacks with his chainsaw. Yeah. 5s to hit.
Nothing.
So you didn't hit any times.
None of the hits.
Okay, then I've got a veteran sergeant with a hammer.
Okay.
He'll hit on 3s, and there's a chaplain in there, and they'll hit all the time.
So which one was your guy that did the challenge?
It was a guy with claws. I got triple claws in there. Right. Triple claws, 5 charnable blades, and a dude and a hammer. 2s to wound with hammers. That's 3 wounds with hammers, and they're brutal 2. So you got to re-roll that one because of brutal 2.
No.
Dude, those veterans did work.
They did.
That was a 20-man squad. Bear in mind that 5 got taken out by las cannons and stuff, but there's only 7 left.
There is.
One of them being the banner.
12 then?
One of them being the apothecary. It kind of helped as well that you absolutely did 0 wounds.
Yeah.
In close combat.
Point, and the Overwatch wasn't great either.
The Overwatch you killed 2.5.
Yeah.
But those veterans doing work. That's that initiative high Emperor's Children thing.
Difference.
I just remembered I've still got some more swings. There's a chaplain with a mace. Chaplain, loadout, charge, 3s.
Hatred.
With hatred. And a mace is strength 6 AP3. Or power maul. They all wound. So they're all invulnerable saves.
Yes, I've got enough power of them.
And then feel no pains. And I take down another one. And at the end of that combat, those breaches are fearless because their banner is flapping in the wind. This battle is ongoing. The veterans will lose hatred next turn as well. It only counts in the first round of combat. We're about to go on to Alpha Legion turn 4. And this battle isn't over because there is a unit of assault marines that I didn't factor in my calculations, which are going to be deep striking in. And the Praetor with Lanian Terminators, the warlord for this Alpha Legion force, is still alive and still in that Land Raider. And there's still some Vindicator laser destroyers over there that can fire as we go into Alpha Legion turn 4. So in the Alpha Legion movement phase, your Praetor's feet hit the battle grid. The Land Raider has moved round here, presenting its back to these two Land Raiders.
Yes.
But it's delivered its cargo.
It has.
A line scoring unit and your Warlord down here. Because it's Operation Do Everything You Can to try and kill that Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Which is still on 4 wheels.
Still needs shooting some more.
So that Land Raider, all the guns are looking at it. And all the Vindicator laser destroyers are looking at it.
Yeah.
Trying to save this tactical squad down here.
Yeah.
Before they get charged.
Totally.
That's the main thrust. Also, your snipers and your Exodus can see that Dreadnought as well.
They can.
Got down, had a good look. They do have line of sight to it. And then in the middle of the battle grid, the Seekers have made a break for it. They're not a scoring unit, but you can get a point if they get in the deployment zone. And with a good run, they can just about, well, not in turn 5, but in turn 6, they can get in the deployment zone over here. We'll have to check that. It's going to be a close thing. But we'll measure that in turn 5. And also, am I shooting at a unit of Seekers? I don't know. I don't know. My Praetor might want to jump on them, but my Praetor really wants to jump on your Praetor. Anyway, you also do have a deep strike.
We do.
And you've been in a manara for about 3 hours of where to put them, because you'd like them to land very, very safely somewhere in the Emperor's Children deployment zone.
I'm thinking about there.
You're thinking about there?
I reckon about there.
Okay. Well, let's roll a scatter dice and don't mishap.
2d6.
Yes. And that's a perfect strike. And there's a perfect deep strike assault right in the Emperor's Children back lines. But do any of these 3 fellas land on rebars and bits of claymore in that terrain?
One does.
One does. One definitely dies. And you can't take damage mitigation against that, so one's gone. But these Emperor's Children didn't see it coming. And they could be pinned. And we've had a lot of this game.
We have.
And we're not pinned. Time. Of course, the Emperor's Children do not get pinned. They're better than these Alpha Legion, going to ground all the time.
Better.
Okay, so we're opening up the shooting phase. Laser Vindicator destroyers shooting. Dreadnought.
Into the bottom of a Dreadnought.
Into the bum. And they're twin linked, so you can reroll those 3 misses. And 5 of them hit. Wounds on 2s. And 5 of them wound. 5 invulnerable saves. Only 4 wounds left. And the Dreadnought makes 4 out of 5 saves.
Of course it does.
So Sniper Fire is going to plunge down into the Dreadnought, starting with the Exodus. Hits on a 2. Hits. Last time he couldn't wound. This time he can't wound.
Damn you, Exodus.
What about the snipers below him? Last time they did plink a wound, and this time they missed twice. And rend. Find a weak spot on a 5. There's a weak spot. Last time they plinked a wound. This time they plink another wound. It's on 2 left. This little Land Raider's firing everything at him. Fire everything! Sponsoon las cannons. Hits on 3s. Two of them hit.
And the reroll.
And the one in the nose also hits. So 3 hits. 2s to wound. 2 wounds to get through. That is 2 wounds.
No reroll for Sunder. No.
If I make an invulnerable save, that Dreadnought's alive.
It is.
How annoying would that be?
It would be very annoying.
I don't make an invulnerable save. Phew. The Dreadnought goes gone. Goes gone?
Goes gone.
That's words,
goes
that is.
Gondled.
I think that's the end of your shooting phase. Except for a chunk of pistols over here.
Yeah.
Because the Seekers came running in. And a chunk of wounds came through. And I have 3 up saves. And I fell 3 of them. And are shrouded. And I make all the saves.
Of course you do.
So you want to charge me?
I think it's time to charge
you. Think you're charging me, do you?
I'm charging you.
Do you know what the Emperor's Children's special thing is?
I do.
You charge me, I charge you.
You charge me.
So it's basically a roll-off. And if you beat me, you charge.
So I've got +2 to this and you've got -4 to this.
No. It's just you don't add the thing.
Okay.
It's just a simple roll-off.
Okay.
And if yours is higher than me, you charge.
Yes.
If mine is higher than you, I charge you.
Right.
And if mine is lower than you, I overwatch you anyway.
Okay. You overwatch anyway?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So where do you want to roll?
Let's roll here.
See what you get. That's 5. A 5. I think I might be charging you, unless I get less than a 5.
You can definitely get less than a 5.
I rolled a 9. The Emperor's children see them coming.
Made the deep straight charge.
And charging. Still might not work though, because you have an apothecary.
We do.
I'm hitting you on 4s. But, and there's a couple of guys that aren't fighting after a pile in and things. And my sergeant's got an axe.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of chainsaws. So bolt pistol chainsaws is a thing, and I count as charging, so get the extra attacks. And I'm hitting you on 4s. And that was only 9 hits. But I do have shred.
Yeah.
Shredded wheat on the chainswords. Okay, so only 7 wounds.
So they're
full armor saves.
And then a pot.
And then apothecary. And I take down 2.
Yeah.
Right, now you're attacking back. Hit me on 4s. And that was a bad roll.
That was
only 3 hits with the chainswords. 4s to wound. They all wound. How many wounds have you taken so far? Just 2.
2.
And I lose 2.
Yeah, so we're even so far.
And he's still got charnables and a fist. So 4 attacks with the charnables coming in. And 2 of them hit. 4's wound, 5's breaches, no save. No wounds. Now we're at initiative 1.
Yeah.
Sergeant, load out, charge with an axe.
Yeah.
He hits you on 4s.
Yeah.
He misses every single time, and you've got a power fist on your Sarge.
Sergeant's 2 plus 1 for the... No,
just
2 because he doesn't get...
Just 2, and so far it's a draw. And he hits both of the times. And he kills one. And I don't have a Vexter in that squad. No. You won by 1.
Just.
Leadership 7. I fail. Initiative roll off. Can you beat me in a dice off? I beat you in the first dice off. You rolled a 4. I need a 5. I don't. Well, you don't beat me, so I do fall back successfully. I'm a bit close to my board edge.
What are you going to need?
I want to roll low. 7 is pretty high.
You get 1 model. If 1 model leaves, do they leave? I suppose no, you're -2, aren't you? For
no, you're not slowed by terrain. 6 in, you sweep the squad. They run off. That's it. If 1 model hits the battle grid,
they're left.
They're all gone. So the Alpha Legion did it the long way round.
Yes.
But they broke that tactical squad who were guarding the backfield. We've still got another fight, however. And the veterans over here are fighting your breaches. I'm going to challenge you again. The guy with some claws. So your apothecary can accept, or the banner guy can accept. He has got a 2-up save.
He'll fight before you as well.
And he'll fight before me.
And he's got a charnable.
And he's got a charnable.
I'm going to fight. I'm going to accept the banner. Sounds glorious.
Yeah, he's not going to get cut down at all, is he?
Not in any way.
No. Okay, so he's got 3 attacks. He's holding a banner in one hand. He hits on 4s. And he hits twice. And he's going to wound on 4s, 5's breach, and he'll kill him. He kills him!
Cut you down.
Okay, I'm trying to tear that banner down. I'm trying to tear the banner down. Right, okay, here's the remaining claws. Hitting you on 3s, but no re-rolls. I didn't need it. I hit 7 times. Excellent. I do get re-rolls on the wounds, though. And they will go straight through your armour, because they're AP3. And that's 5 saves. Let's chuck in some charnables as well. Here's my charnables. That wasn't great. And 4's wound, 5's breach. So they're all invulnerable saves on your breaches. 5 up invulnerable saves, and then 5 up feel no pains. And I take down 3. Fight back at the same time though. 2 with the last cutters. And one of them hits, and it's strength 7.
Strength 7. 2s gets you on a 6. AP 1.
Nasty. AP 1 kills that injured fella. Okay, we only got 3 regular guys. They need 5s, and they're going to wound on a 4. And that's a wound. And that's a failed save, so that's 4 wounds on me. Then your apothecary. He hits twice, not bad. Wounds on 4s.
With shred.
Shred. Wounds twice. One of my guys is injured. And he falls as well. You've taken down 3 in total. And then I just remembered my chaplain again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So he should have swung at initiative 5, but that's fine. And he hits all the times. He's wounding on 2s with his power mace. He wounds 3 times. 5 up and buns. And 5 up feel no pains. That's 2 more. That should have been 2 guys that didn't swing, but that's my fault. I need to take it. And then I've got a hammer.
Yeah.
It's hammer time. Drop dice don't count. 3s to hit. He misses every single blow. So you did 5 wounds on me.
Yes. You did 4 wounds on me.
Yeah. So I lost by 1.
And then I've got a Vexilla.
I lost by 2.
And I cause fear.
I lost by 3.
3.
Leadership 6 on veterans? No, they're all leadership 8. So I need a 5. I fail that. It's initiative roll off.
Chaplain.
Stubborn. We're stubborn because of chaplain. Leadership 10. We pass. Thanks for remembering the chaplain.
Right, yeah,
Otherwise, that would have
just been, well, you'd have only needed to roll a 6 to run off the table.
Let's face it, it would have been a bit embarrassing.
Yes.
So that battle is ongoing. We're logged up.
Yeah.
And we're going on to Emperor's Children turn 4. So that took me a long time.
That was some thinking and working out there.
That was a lot of measuring.
The cogs were in.
I got 4 points back there. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with your Praetor.
Yeah.
And I could get my Warlord out and run them into the middle of the street or move. If I'd have walked them to make the charge, you'd have just reacted and it would have made the charge impossible on the Assault Marines. So I can't walk them. So I could have ran them. And then if I ran them, I can't charge. And if I'm in the street, then you've got Sniper Fire.
Yeah.
And Land Raider.
Yeah.
And Vindicators.
Yeah.
All looking at my Warlord unit.
Yeah.
And I can't shroud all of those shots.
No.
So that would have been... So coming back here to deal with this, and also then making a charge on Assault Marines, they'd be able to jump away, and then catching up with these guys over here. I've got turn 5 and it might go on to turn 6. What I'm saying is, getting back here with my Praetor's unit and trying to take down one of these units, just one, and withering all the firepower, that's a long, long ask.
Yeah.
That's a long ask. So I don't think I can do that reliably, and lots of dominoes need to fall. So here's the plan, James. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Okay. So my Praetor and his unit got out.
Yeah.
I still can't move this goddamn Land Raider because the thing in the way of the thing. So it got out. So the idea is to charge and kill the Herald unit, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Then I can consolidate a bit further forward. Then I've got turn 5. And then in turn 6, if it goes to turn 6, I can be in your deployment zone with more units that score.
Yes.
If I do that, I've still got a wither pinning firepower from there.
Yeah.
And las cannons and Vindicators, oh my.
Yes.
But I'll have multiple units of which to do it with.
Yeah.
So the idea is break the banner, make it fall, make a run down this side of the battle grid and hope, pray to the Emperor of Mankind. That we go to turn 6.
Not been great this time, so you might make it.
There's a few dominoes that need to fall for me to do that, but it's less dominoes than me coming back here and stopping you doing all the things. And then it will still be like, it still might be 7 points each, and then we'll have to go away and see who killed more.
Yeah.
And you killed triple dreadnoughts, and you killed a lot of stuff. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So first we open up the shooting phase. The Cerberus pivoted, it didn't immobilize itself, and you didn't react back with these guys out of cover, so you're in the middle of the open.
Indeed.
So I'm going to fire 6 anti-tank weapons, point blank range, into these guys here.
Sounds great.
Are you doing anything about it? I'm trying to bait out the shroud. You're not reacting.
Not reacting.
I can't kill them all.
Can't kill them all.
Okay, but I'm going to give it a go.
Kill most of them.
Particularly when I hit every single time. I'm doing all the shots together.
Yeah.
I don't want to roll any 1s now. There's a 1.
Cover saves?
Yeah, you get a bunch of 6s against that. And I only kill 4. So, 3 left with the Apothecary. Right, now we come around here to the Land Raiders. Now I've got a cunning plan. You're going to like this as well. This multi-melter is in range of your Land Raider. Thanks for putting it in range.
Yeah.
And then these guns shoot Land Raider. I need to kill Land Raider because otherwise you're going to start shooting at my Warlord and stuff with las cannons. Don't want that to happen. So the guns on this side, plus the multi-melters Land Raider. The guns on this side, however, with the power of the Machine Spirit, are going to fire at your Warlord unit. Look.
My Warlord Terminator unit.
That is 4 las cannons coming to them. And the ones in the nose, because you can shoot through your own squadrons.
I think I'm going to smoke and mirrors you, mate.
Who the what now?
Smoke and mirrors.
Alpha Legion,
special reaction.
So they're not really there.
They're not really there.
Pick up a guy, move him out the way, scatter D6. It's a hit. And then the other unit could be placed in coherency of that. And if I can't see them, I can't shoot them, right?
Yes.
So that's a wasted shot.
Yes. Smoky mirrors.
They're smoking the pancake.
Smoking the pancake.
In the backfield. Okay, Alpha Legion things. I like it.
Shenanigans.
It's shenanigans. Right, let's put 4 Las Cannons then into that Land Raider.
What could possibly go wrong?
Plus the Twin Link ones into the Land Raider. Here's the Twin Link ones. They're Twin Link. And then here's the other 4. Okay, that is 4 hits. Let's sunder it open. Look, 2 pens already. Okay, so you have a glance and 2 pens on the cover.
No cover.
There is.
Is the cover? Oh, from the back guy. Sorry.
I can't see.
Right,
I can't see all of the rear armor.
Okay.
So 1 6 on the glance.
1 6 on the glance.
And 2 6s on the pens.
2 6s on the pens. Nope.
Okay, the pens could blow you up on 6s. That's not a 6, but it is immobilized and down to 1 hull point remaining, and then a multi-melter in armor bane range. Hits armor bane. Doesn't pen it.
Wow.
The Land Raiders are mobilized.
He can't shoot much anymore.
Locked in position. Well, those sponsons are 180.
I suppose, yeah, they can shoot back
and hit my Land Raider. And that's it for my shooting phase.
Okay.
So my Praetor wants to charge a Alpha Legion, and curiously enough, they're still minus 2 inches away.
Even though we're there.
Even though they're right there in combat.
Double one.
No.
Double 6.
We
Opposite.
Definitely make the charge. It is my Praetor.
That is.
With that 12-inch charge, everyone but one makes it into combat. There's one hell of a ruckus coming down here. And my sergeant with a hammer this time is issuing challenges. So your apothecary or your banner can accept, or you can refuse and your apothecary not
who's
fight.
This one with this time? Sorry, the Praetor.
Yes. You can accept with a banner.
I'll accept with a banner.
If you don't kill my sergeant,
you're going to get
he's going to hammer you.
He is.
Well, here's initiative 5 then. So you can strike out and my sergeant with a hammer. And you hit twice. And you're going to wound on 4s. And it doesn't breach.
That's a shame, isn't it?
He has a 2-up save in Artificer armor. And he's fine. Anyway, what we need to do is my Praetor first with his 5 attacks plus 1 for the charge. Because he's initiative 5.
Yes.
Initiative 6 because of Emperor's Children.
And then he's got his spear.
And initiative 7 because of the Phoenix Spear.
Excellent.
He's going to fight your guys first. He's hitting them on 3s, and it's a mastercrafted Phoenix Power Spear. And it's strength 6, AP 3. So 2's wound, and 6's cause instant death, so no feel, no pain on those 2. So you've got 2 dudes with shields left. And they're dead. Okay. And then these are AP 3, so they just feel no pains.
Nope.
That just leaves your banner standing.
Just my banner, who's already fought.
Wounds don't spill out of a challenge, but they can spill in if they're the last one left alive. But even though the hammer is going at initiative 2 with Emperor's Children, I'm just going to do it.
Just do him anyway.
I'm just going to do it.
Cool. Yeah.
He's hitting you on 4s.
Knock him on the head.
I hit 3 times. I wound him on 2s. I wound him all the times. You need to make every single brutal 2 save on the banner. And the banner falls. Instant kills him. So the Praetor breaks that combat, and that is part 1 of the plan. And then both of those units consolidate and are looking at sniper fire in the distance. But when you consolidate, you can go in any direction. So make sure the Praetor is hidden from the sniper fire.
Yes.
For now. And now I just need 2 turns to break in the thing. But it might end in turn 5 and artillery fire erupt across this battle grid. And it'll be a victory for the Alpha Legion. We forgot to do the leadership test on this assault squad down here. You're going to have a nice leadership 8. That'll be fine, right? Because, you don't get pinned, you don't fall back. So you've got this squad, you've got the things, you've got a mobilized Land Raider. And I need a turn 5. You've got sneak.
Sneakers.
Turn 5. So at the end of Alpha Legion's turn 5 movement phase, they heed the Praetor's call. And I've got 7 points, swarming in the Emperor's Children deployment zone. And then the Vindicators turned round, but they couldn't move far enough to get any shots in yet.
No, not yet. They're just getting ready.
Maybe next turn. So none of this stuff is shooting.
Nope.
Heeding the call, backs to the wall time against all the anti-tank weaponry.
Indeed.
But the Seekers, they've got precision shots, and they're looking down at my Praetor here. And then, of course, there's sniper fire over here, which can also pin units.
Yes.
So this is it for the shooting phase. What you're doing with your snipers?
I'm just looking if I can see your apothecary, but I don't think I can.
The apothecary's there.
So he's out of sight of the sniper.
But I couldn't hide the chaplain. Okay. But pinning the chaplain's unit is leadership 10 stubborn, but...
still worth a shot.
They're both leadership 10.
Yeah.
You could shoot the chaplain. You've got the headhunters as well.
Yeah.
You've got quite a bit of fire, to be fair.
Yeah, we've got some bits to do.
So the Exodus is firing at the chaplain, and you can't shroud it.
Can't shroud it.
2s to hit.
2s re-rolling.
That's a hit.
We're hit.
Strength 7, 2s to wound. It wounds, and it's brutal 2.
Brutal 2.
So I need to make both of these 5-up refractor field saves.
Yeah.
Or you kill my chaplain.
Yes. Oh, he takes
a wound. But they take a pinning test because I've taken a wound to sniper fire, leadership 10.
They're good.
Of course we're not pinned.
Of course you're not pinned.
Chaplain is tickled. Takes a wound. So what are you doing with the second squad?
Second squad can go into the chaplain squad as well.
Okay.
And then, I mean, these get precision as well. But
yeah.
It's only,
They all, you hit 3 times? 3's wound, 5's rend. There's 2 rending shots. 2 of 5-up invulnerable saves.
We'll put them on the chaplain, yeah.
And the chaplain falls. Dropped. Okay, so leadership 8 pinning. Emperor's children don't get pinned. That's an Alpha Legion thing. They're cowardly. We're not pinned. So now you have a bunch of Seekers firing down at my Praetor, plunging fire over the balcony. They hit on 2s. Precision on a 4. Okay, so it's 3 precision hits, 2 non-precision hits.
Okay, so the precision ones.
3's to wound, 4's breach.
Yes. 1 breach.
1 breach. And the other shots? 1 breach.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a 5-up feel no pain on that one on a normal guy. No, because there's an apothecary. And then these are on my Praetor. He has 2s against that. And he fails. And he has a 4-up invulnerable save against that. And he fails.
So he takes 2 wounds.
2 feel no pains. There's an apothecary in that squad.
Yeah, sorry.
And he takes 1 wound. And the Kraken Porters do not cause pinning. So the last thing left to fire is Land Raider firing everything at my Land Raiders.
Yes.
Can't shroud because it's immobilized. And he hit on 3s.
No twin linked.
No twin linked on them. 5's glance, 6's pen with a bitter sunder.
Bitter sunder. No.
There's a glancing hit. And you take off a hull point.
Yeah.
That front Land Raider drops to 3 hull points remaining, and I think that's the end of your shooting phase.
That is the end of my shooting.
That's 7 points worth of units in my zone. These Empress children are going to run. These Empress children are be getting out of their transports as we're going to Empress children turn 5.
Yeah.
So in the movement phase, the Cerberus doesn't get immobilized. I'm amazed that we haven't
We've not had any from driving on rubble, have we?
It normally happens all the time.
Yeah. Only when Sam's here.
Yeah. So it's lining its guns up because maybe I could make this unit break if I get enough shots in. But they have got a little bit of cover where you can put it on the guys, which are a bit obscured. Plus this thing is in the way. It can only move 5 and fire over its guns.
Okay.
Then here's the mad dash down towards your deployment zone. I need to be on that side of the wall to get in your deployment zone. And we're not there yet. But we are there with these 2. That one dumped its cargo out. They ran. They're
well in.
So we're currently not winning. We are going to shoot the shots from the Cerberus into that tactical squad. So you might as well shroud this.
Might as well shroud it, yeah.
And we hit on 3s with all the really big anti-tank guns. And we wound on 2s with all the really big anti-tank guns. And you can put it on the guys with the walls. And it's 6-up covers, then 5-up shrouds. You don't make any of the covers. You make 2 of the shrouds. It's not enough to force a leadership test.
No.
And then these Land Raiders are going to fire everything at your Land Raider.
Yeah.
And 10 las cannons and 2 multi-multiples was enough to take the last hull point off that Land Raider. And that's the end of turn 5.
Okay.
So you're winning.
I'm winning.
7 points to 4.
I'm winning.
Unless it goes to turn 5.
Yes.
Does the artillery barrage coming now? Or will it come in next turn? Do you want to roll? I feel like you need to roll.
Am I rolling it?
You'd roll because then it's your... It's
my fault.
Yeah.
What are we after?
A 4+, we go on to turn 6.
I can roll nothing.
And we end at turn 5. It is a victory for the Alpha Legion. The artillery rats down into the middle of the battle grid and destroys my Praetor and this unit before they make it into the cover over here. Otherwise, it would have been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, assuming you didn't pin anything. 9 to 7. If you'd have pinned something, then maybe 7, 7.
I might have been able to run in to get 7, 8. But...
Yeah, and then we'd have had to go away and look at who killed more. And I think I think I killed one more thing because of those 2 wrecked rhinos over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a victory for the Alpha Legion with their smoke and mirrors deployment and shenanigans and running and pushing around at the edges.
Too far away.
Yeah. They managed to win this day.
That was really close.
And the loyalists are decimated. And this is the way the world ends. Emperor's Children on the charge, quite tricksy.
They are very tricksy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that counter charge is so strong as well because you get the +1 to your initiative as well.
It's nice.
Yeah, very good.
But it's all about the charging. You've got to charge.
You've got to get those charges off.
And against Alpha Legion, with the minuses...
I remember when we used to play with the World Eaters and these, it was such a massive thing as to who was going to get the charge to get the extras.
See, the Alpha Legion one is weird because you count as 2 inches further away when you charge.
Yes, but you're not minus 2 to your movement.
But you're not minus to your move. So if you're like 5 inches away and I roll a 6, then I fail the charge.
Yes.
But if you're 5 inches away and I roll a 10, I still go 10.
Yes.
It's a bit of a weird
it's
mechanic.
It's a strange interaction, isn't it? Yeah.
But I do like it.
I like it.
Plus
the shroud bombs as well, you see. That's not actually really come up in either of these games we've just played, but...
Because I didn't shoot them with shroud bombs, it means they're even further away.
Then they'd be 8 inches away.
Yeah, I do like the tricksiness of it.
My character would be 8 inches away as well.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Well, putting him up there on his own was like, well, he was inviting a las cannon to the face.
He was.
But he's got a natural 5 up. Natural 5 up shroud in, and he was... What do you think of the Exodus?
I like him.
He's more expensive than a tooled up Praetor. He's more expensive than my Praetor. He is,
and I mean, so if I was looking at this, and I can do the Vigilator anyway.
Yeah.
Vigilator's a good sniper.
Right.
I like it because he gets the mastercrafted sniper nemesis rifle with a thing and does the stuff.
Yes.
And he's cheaper than this by a chunk.
Right.
But now I can have 2. And he does different things. He gets the brutal 2, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then I was looking and sort of thinking, well, what else could I put with it that works well? And because the Armistos that you use for doing the Cognos Signums, they can have some cool weapons. They can have some like fancy hitting on 2s las cannons, and then he can be a sniper las cannon dude.
But you don't want to give the Armistos a gun because he doesn't shoot and then his unit hits on 2s.
Yeah, but you can do that with a Techmarine as well. A Techmarine can have a Cognos Signum, and then I'm not wasting a character because a Techmarine can't have a hitting on 2s las cannon.
It's true, you can put a lot of Tech Marines in for the Cognos Signums.
Yeah. If you wanted to really overload on that side, you could do a Tech Marine Covenant, put 2 or 3 in one slot, so that works.
It's interesting, isn't it? The Alpha Legion with no right of war still feels very Alpha Legion.
Still feels very Alpha Legion, yeah.
Because the right of wars for the Alpha Legion are quite restrictive.
I know which one I'm going to be running all the time, basically, and that's the one that we ran in the other game, the
Headhunter Leviathan
that one. Yeah. The one that we had a bit of a debate about the other one, didn't we? Because it's a slightly worded thing, and when we Googleized it, we think it really lets you not take anything. You have to start loads of stuff off the table, and things can't do. You only have 3 units on the table at the start, and
both of them have restrictions for keeping stuff on the table. To be fair, the Headhunters, you've got to keep all your vehicles off the table.
Yeah.
So if you run that, you really need either 0 vehicles, bring dreadnoughts and things, and rapiers and stuff.
Or you could do
or bikes, javelins,
rhinos
like
with guys in that wouldn't hurt coming on a turn or 2 later.
Yeah.
You don't want to commit. So, the first time I ran it, I hadn't noticed that until I built the list.
Yeah.
I'd got a Vindicator and a Scorpius.
Right.
And suddenly they were starting off the table. I was like, oh.
Did they come on in turn 4 or something?
They were turn 3, but it was still like, oh, that's useless.
Yeah, if you're doing it and you're bringing vehicles, you need a Master of Signals to bring them on earlier.
Is another thing.
Basically.
You're committing 100 points of character to a thing, though.
But javelins and bikes.
Yeah, I think there's enough other options.
See, the bikes with Alpha Legion with the redeploy as well, because they move 16.
Yeah.
So moving a unit of multi-motor bikes exactly where you need it to be,
Totally.
then moving 16, and you're in armor bane turn 1.
Definitely.
There's some shenanigans there,
and especially because you could draw out a flank or try and find that position.
Yeah.
Whereas doing it with a lot of legions, you tend to lose your bikes. Whereas I think with the Alpha Legion as well, if I throw a unit of 12 bikes up the table to assassinate something, normally you're going to kill them.
Yeah.
But I can do smoke and mirrors and move them 12 inches away and pull them back, and then I've got them again. So then you could do it a second time once you've already broken a flank.
Yes.
You might actually be able to keep a bike squad alive, or a lot of interesting. Yeah.
There's something about Alpha Legion. There's something about.
It feels like playing Gene Cool. I like it.
If you are an Alpha Legion player and you are watching this, what units work well for you? What combos do you find surprising? What would you say is an auto-include? I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Seriously, James needs the help.
I need the help. I was really pleased that like the Seekers, the 10-man Seeker squad in the other game was really fun.
Yeah.
That really worked well. I enjoyed that. They worked well in this game, but they worked well as a 10-man. They put a lot of firepower out.
Expensive Seekers.
They are, but they're hitting on 2s.
See, the thing about Seekers is that mark for death thing is they pick a unit and then they get that pluses to wound or reroll ones to wound against that unit. And if you did that in any other game with any other legion, I can counter deploy and stay away from them so it never pulls off.
Yeah.
But with Alpha Legion, you can pick them up and move them where you need to be. So they're definitely going for their mark for death unit.
After I'd picked your tactical squad at the back, it occurred to me I should have probably picked your plan squad.
Yeah, it would have helped then.
Would have been useful.
But
then they spent half the game in the Land Raider, so.
Well,
they were comfy.
I don't want to get. There was laser vindicators and a Land Raider and Terminators. Oh my! There were many shots that I wouldn't have had any saves against unless they'd have shrouded. They'd have got ripped up.
Definitely.
Vets, you see, vets are really good against anything that's not a Terminator or a Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Because they're vets.
And yours even more so because they get that charge bonus.
That +1 initiative.
+1 initiative makes them into really strong.
Yeah. I've seen people run them with the guns because you can give them whatever you want. They're veterans. You can give plasmas, melters, things like that.
Which is what I was looking at for mine. I was thinking some shooty vets.
Well, it also came up in the Discord as well, and people were asking about it. And I've ran them with melters and plasmas and things like that before. But their weapon skill is high, their ballistic skill isn't high.
Right, that's a shame.
And it doesn't seem to work for me. If you're going to be bringing a melter team or a plasma team, you might as well just
bring... If they're still weapons, ballistic skill 4, you might as well just bring a normal one. Yeah,
bring a 5-man tactical support squad with plasma or with melter or something like that.
With a melter on it, yeah.
Yeah, and because you really want them fighting with their weapon skill. And also you can give them lots of juicy weapons and
ballistic skill.
Yeah, they're all chosen warriors, which is nice.
Aren't they?
Yes.
Seekers are your veteran shooty guys.
Yes.
I know they're from a reconnaissance, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, they hit on 2 Seekers. Yeah. So yeah, shooty vets, and I've tried them again and again and again. They don't seem to be the wave. Punchy vets, however.
Great fun.
And nice and juicy.
Definitely.
Anyway, a glorious victory for the traitors this day.
Great looking table as well.
It's a lovely table. Look at all this gorgeous scenery from marchofwar.co.uk. Also all the bases and all the bits and things. So yeah.
Thank you for having me as always.
No, thanks for coming down.
It's lovely. Always enjoy it.
Hopefully you'll get some suggestions in the comment section for the Alpha Legion.
Yeah, man.
And say happy wargaming.
Happy wargaming.